All right, question coming in this morning on the line here for you, Mark, is, let's see here. What is the difference between a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust? Okay, well, there we go. I have no idea what either one.
Well, that's a heavy one. That's a good one for Ben Cote, the leader of our estate planning team, because that's an estate planning question. And a lot of people, as you know, when they want to be proactive, they utilize estate planning, and more specifically, they utilize the use of trusts. So if we back up a step, what's a trust, right? A trust is a instrument that holds property, that holds title to property. So, for example, you could put your home in a trust, right, so that it's not in your individual name. But a lot of times what we're talking about here is through estate planning, right? And a lot of people utilize trusts so that they can direct exactly what they want to happen after they die, right? So they can avoid the probate court. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people utilize the use of trusts, because when they transfer their assets into a trust, then they're not actually in their individual name, so they would go outside of probate. And the document itself, the contract, if you will, itself will dictate what happens to those assets. Now, the difference between a revocable and an irrevocable is simply when you have the ability to revoke what you've said, right? So if you create a revocable trust, you have the ability to change things. You as the trustee, right, the settlor, the person who created this trust, the person who had owned the assets, now putting them into this trust, it's fluid, it's flexible. You could make changes, where with an irrevocable trust, you can't, right? You've put them in a trust, you've given them away. You don't have the right to revoke it. You've given those away to a trust that you no longer control. And a lot of the reason that people utilize the irrevocable trust, which is much more rare than the revocable trust, is for senior planning, right? You hear about the Medicare planning, the senior housing putting a lien on your property. A lot of people utilize the strategy of an irrevocable trust because they've in essence divested, they've given away what they own. Now, with the estate planning, we typically will see the revocable trust so that people are dictating and explaining exactly what they want to happen, but at the same token, giving them the ability to change their mind.
All right.
Does that help?
Well, no, I think, yeah, it does. There's a lot to get to, certainly, in that, though. And if people have more questions, it's best to talk about it with you, Mark, and the great team, as you mentioned, you have over at Stiles Law in Marshfield.
That's right. And the best way would be to give us a call at 781-319-1900. And we have a full website simply on estate planning. So typically our website is stiles-law.com. We have a sister website called stiles-estates.com, and it talks very specifically about planning for the future, what you can do, what you would want to do, and how you can go about doing it as well. There's videos on our YouTube channel at Stiles Law. There's a whole series specifically on estate planning, and we highly encourage you to reach out, do that proactive planning, put forth what you want to see happen as opposed to letting things happen.
All right. Mark Stiles is with Stiles Law. He joins us every Friday for Feel Good Friday. And as Mark mentioned, get in touch with him there. He's on Route 139 in Marshfield, stiles-law.com, stiles-law.com. Feel Good Friday every Friday at this time with attorney Mark Stiles. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, folks. Talk to you soon.